What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, undefeated, two-time super middleweight WBC world champion, superstar boxer, David Benavidez, informs two-division world champion, undefeated, currently the WBC reigning middleweight world champion, superstar boxer, Jermall Lions Only Charlo. He informed him that when you're going to call me out, make sure you mention my name. He stated, we saw the clip that Jermall Charlo did, in which Jermall Charlo stated that if there's a Mexican out there that want to fight me, let's do it on Cinco de Mayo weekend. We don't have to wait till September. Well, David Benavidez is taking it as if it was a subliminal, not a direct message to him. Now, we know when asked about the possibility of facing David Benavidez at 168, Jermall Charlo was referring to facing off against four-division world champion Mexican superstar boxer Saul Canelo Alvarez, who is currently the unified WBC, WBA super middleweight world champion superstar boxer. With that said, he stated that after Canelo Alvarez unified against British super middleweight former world champion Callum Smith, he stated that if he had to get a fight with Canelo Alvarez and it took for him to go up to 168 from 160, then he would do just that. And then somebody asked Jermall Charlo, what about facing David Benavidez if you go up to 168? He says he would gladly go up to 168 and challenge David Benavidez as well. Now, we know that they're both on the same side of the street. They're both signed with the PBC, Premier Boxing Champions, with advisor and founder Al Heyman. So this should be an easy fight to make. Now, the question is Jermall Charlo going to go straight up to 168 and challenge David Benavidez straight away without any fights, getting his feet wet at 168? Because he campaigned at 154 and at 160. Now, Jermall Charlo definitely has the frame to move up to 168, stands at 6 feet tall with a 74-inch arm reach. David Benavidez is, Jermall Charlo is 30 years old. David Benavidez stands at 6'2.5", nearly 6'3", with a 77-inch arm reach, and he is 24 years old. So he's pretty young, David Benavidez, that is, okay? So with that said, he's letting Jermall Charlo know. Don't subliminally call me out. Just directly call me out. He stated when asked what you think about Jermall Charlo saying, let's do a fight in May, Cinco de Mayo weekend. Why do we have to wait till September, which is Mexican Independence Day weekend? He said, if you know David Benavidez, he has a fight coming up. And David Benavidez stated that if Jermall Charlo is truly serious and truly about the life that he's speaking of, as far as wanting to move up to super middleweight and challenge the best, we could do it in September. Now, with that said, David Benavidez has a fight coming up March 13th against Ronald Ellis. So that's why he was stating, let's do it in September, because obviously David Benavidez, that's a quick turnaround for him to turn around and fight in May. Okay, that would be less than 5 weeks of a turnaround for him to turn around and fight Cinco de Mayo weekend. So with that said, David Benavidez, he stated, let's make the fight happen in September. Jermall Charlo, he stated, if there's any Mexicans out there that want to fight me, we could do it in May. We don't have to wait till September. So David Benavidez is letting it be known that when you saying there's a Mexican out there that want to fight me, which Mexican? Because we all fight. We all look to fight on those 2 dates, Cinco de Mayo weekend and Mexican Independence Day weekend. So David Benavidez is 23-0, 20 by way of knockout. He's undefeated. He lost his titles twice, once on the scale, and the other time he lost it was due to recreational use outside of the sport of boxing. And the WBC stripped him both times for irresponsibility, essentially, okay? So this would be a huge fight in the sport of boxing. Like I said, Jermall Charlo, he's undefeated as well, 31-0, 22 by way of knockout. He's 30 years of age, stands at 6 feet tall, 74-inch arm reach, okay? So he last fought September when he defeated Sergey Derevyanchenko in the pay-per-view doubleheader. It was the first time he headlined a pay-per-view card. David Benavidez has been the co-main event to undefeated unified WBC IBF welterweight world champion superstar boxer Earl the True Spence Jr. on a number of different occasions. So he's no stranger to the big stage. So with that said, this would be a barn burner. This would be a straight up action packed fight. It would see they're both talking about knockouts, and they both practice what they preach, right? They're not guys that say, "Oh, I'm coming in and knock you out," and then utilize the ring and go in there and outbox their opponents. No, David Benavidez is a come forward pressure fighter that's always in action packed fights. Jermall Charlo is at times can be very flat footed, but he's a counter puncher. He has the ability to box and outbox his opponents. But Jermall Charlo, he's no stranger to action himself, right? As you can see, in 31 fights, 22 by way of knockout for Jermall Charlo. So he's a big, strong, strapping guy. David Benavidez is a pressure guy. David Benavidez said, "I'm definitely knocking out Jermall Charlo." Jermall Charlo said, "I'll knock out David Benavidez." Now, me personally, I'm favoring Jermall Charlo to win the fight due to the fact that I believe Jermall Charlo is more disciplined on the defensive side. I believe that Jermall Charlo is very, very accurate with a lot of power, okay? And he has the ability, he's more versatile. He has the ability to box. He has a beautiful jab. He might have the best jab, if not definitely top 2, top 3 jabs in the sport of boxing overall. Now, obviously, David Benavidez has a longer reach. He's going to have he has a 77-inch arm reach to Jermall Charlo's 74. So with that said, he has a 3-inch arm reach advantage over Jermall Charlo's going to have a 3-inch arm reach advantage over David Benavidez is going to have a 3-inch arm reach advantage over Jermall Charlo. But he's not a boxer. He's not a pure boxer. So he's not looking to use his jab and outbox Jermall Charlo. He's coming to knock Jermall Charlo out. He's like he stated, "I'm coming to pressure him. I know I can knock him out. I'm going to overwhelm him, and I'm going to do it in an impressive fashion." Now, like I said, David Benavidez doesn't have the best defense in the world, okay? David Benavidez, he gets hit a lot. If you look at David Benavidez's last fight, well, not his last fight, but his fight with Anthony Durrell, when he regained his WBC title that he lost due to recreational use outside of the sport of boxing and was stripped of the belt. Anthony Durrell fought Avni Yildirim for the vacant WBC title. Anthony Durrell beat Avni Yildirim. Then Anthony Durrell defended his title against David Benavidez. And if you look at that fight, before the cut occurred on Anthony Durrell, he suffered a bad, nasty cut in the fight. He was seemingly outboxing David Benavidez, right? He was changing levels on him. He was utilizing the ring. He was jabbing. Now, the thing about it is, you can outbox David Benavidez, but how long can you keep up that pace? Can you do so for 12 rounds? Because you're going to need to do so for 12 rounds because David Benavidez is going to put a lot of physical and mental pressure on you, okay? So Jermall Charlo is going to have to box, I believe, for 12 rounds. I don't believe that he could sit in a pocket for 12 rounds and defeat David Benavidez at his game. Now, he does have power. He's very accurate. He can go to the body. He has beautiful uppercut, beautiful hooks, and a beautiful jab. So he can put combinations together very, very well. But the kicker here is this, right? The X factor is David Benavidez has very, very fast hands, okay? So David Benavidez's hand speed is probably quicker than Jermall Charlo's hand speed. And with that said, he has power in both hands. So Jermall Charlo is going to have to be very precise, very disciplined in his approach to beat David Benavidez, who's definitely going to be the bigger guy in the ring. For most of his fights, Jermall Charlo's used to having the advantage of being a bigger guy in the ring. If he fights David Benavidez, he's completely going to be at a disadvantage as far as size go because David Benavidez is a very big guy and he rehydrates well into 180 or 185 pounds, okay? Jermall Charlo is a big guy for 160, 154 pounds, but he's not rehydrating that much, okay? So this is going to be a guy that's going to have a 3-inch arm reach advantage. He's going to have a 2-inch, 3-inch height advantage over you, and he's going to have the hand speed advantage, and he's relentless, okay? And he's going to have physical size advantage and strength over Jermall Charlo. Now, strength-wise, they may be about the same strength, but just physical approach, David Benavidez is used to being a bigger guy. He's used to fighting bigger guys. So this is going to be a different experience for Jermall Charlo. But I do think his accuracy, his discipline, he's just sharper to me. I believe that will be a huge advantage for Jermall Charlo, especially on the inside. He could put combinations together, but he can get hit with counter punches as well. That's what's going to make this so much of an interesting fight. So I'm expecting Jermall Charlo, if he does go up to 168, he's going to have to, I believe he should. I don't want to say he have to. I believe he should have a fight at 168 just to get used to the size, just to get used to what it's being like, what it's like to be in there with a guy that's bigger than you. Like I stated, on not too many occasions, if any, Jermall Charlo was in the ring with a guy that was physically bigger and stronger than him. In this case, when he goes up to 168, there's going to be a lot of guys that's bigger physically and stronger than he is, okay? This is not Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez with Jermall Charlo, Jermall Charlo will have the physical size advantage. He's 6 feet tall. Canelo Alvarez is 5'8". He has a 74-inch arm reach. Canelo has a 70-inch arm reach. So he's going to have physical advantages over Canelo Alvarez. That's not going to be the case with David Benavidez. So I believe he should have a fight, a tune-up fight at 168. Just get acclimated to what it's like to be at a weight that size and be at a size disadvantage before you go in there with a guy like David Benavidez, who physically and mentally puts a lot of pressure on you. He's like the Sean Porter of the 168 pounds, but he has the power of Terrence Crawford at 140. So he's like Sean Porter's relentlessness, Sean Porter's athletic ability, right? How he puts Sean Porter puts physical and mental pressure on you, but he has the power of Terrence Crawford in both hands. That's David Benavidez at 168. So this is going to be a huge task for Jermall Charlo, and I definitely think that he should get a tune-up fight at 168 before going into a fight with David Benavidez. So I think that his next fight should be at 168 against a guy that's bigger than him, that physically mimics David Benavidez before he goes in a fight with David Benavidez and himself. So let's see how this all plays out. But David Benavidez says to Jermall Charlo, talk to me direct. Don't use subliminals. Directly respond to me, and we're going to make it happen. David Benavidez, his father, he stated that, he thinks it's a great fight. It's a tough task, but he believes David Benavidez will win the fight. He too said, make sure you mention our name direct instead of using subliminals. So let's see how this plays out and unfolds. That's all I got for y'all, man. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Buzz Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Buzz Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Raw. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.